Hey everybody! All right, well let's talk about our number routine. For the last few days, we've been taking a look at a hundreds chart. So here we have a hundreds chart that goes from 1 all the way to 130. So I guess it's a modified hundreds chart. And they want us to start at 71. So let's see, I'm going to find the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. Oh, there's 71 right here. So they want us to count backwards by 10. So we've talked enough times about this that I'm pretty confident that taking away 10, taking a 10 away is the same as going up on these hundreds charts. We've done this a few times. So I had 7, I took 1 away, and I have 6. I had 6, I took 1 away. I have 5, I take 1 away. 41, 31, 21, 11, right? So anytime you're going up on the hundreds chart, you're taking away a 10. All right, so just for fun then, let's find another number on here, maybe like 47. Start on 47 here, and instead of counting backwards, let's count up by 10, right? So instead of taking a 10 away, I'm going to add a 10. So 40 becomes 50, 67, 77. It just follows that same line, that same pattern down the hundreds chart. Taking 10s away is going up. And then if you're adding 10s, the numbers are getting bigger. They're going down. Very nice. We've done this enough times that I think you got it. All right. Learning target today. We've talked a lot about inches, which are relatively small, good for measuring small things. 2 fingers is a good way of thinking about an inch, a paper clip. We've also talked about feet. The distance between your elbow and your fist is about a foot on a second grader. Your dad's foot might be about a foot too, right? Good for measuring middle-sized things. And then we've even talked about yards as being a larger measurement that you're used maybe to measure the whole soccer field or something to that effect. So our learning target today is that if I give you some different lengths, you can talk about which one is more, which one is less, how much more, and how much less. So here we go. Here's a question that we're going to talk about today. Serena thinks these 2 bracelets are the same length. Jamal thinks his bracelet is longer. How can you find out who is correct? So this is where we would talk, and we'd talk about some different ways we could measure or compare or see which one's shorter, which one's longer, maybe using those words, talking about how much shorter, it's just a little bit shorter, or oh, this is a lot longer, right? Using those words. So let's go ahead and take a look. Here is Serena's bracelet, and here is Jamal's bracelet. How can you measure each length? Well, we could probably use different measurements, right? But these are relatively small bracelets, so I would be leaning toward a smaller measurement, maybe like inches then. So here's an inch ruler, and it says, if you start at the start, so here I am starting right at the 0, and you stop at the stop, you should be pretty close so that the bracelet lines up with the 7. So how long is Serena's bracelet? 7 inches. Keep that in mind. Here is Jamal's bracelet, starting at the start again, lining it up. Ooh, look at this. Already we're looking at Jamal's bracelet being longer than Serena's, right? So here is Serena's, here is Jamal's, and we're talking about which bracelet is longer. Obviously Jamal's. Which one is shorter? Obviously this one. But now comes the tricky question. Lots of times they'll ask, how can you find the difference? So they don't really want Jamal's length. They don't want Serena's length. They want this imaginary box, this difference between the 2. Right here. This is the unknown. I guess I don't need to do an imaginary question mark. It is unknown. So in order to find the difference is kind of a clue word here. In order to find the difference, we subtract. So we take the whole Jamal, we take the whole, or this part, Serena's part, and we kind of cut it off and we see what's left over. How much more would we need? How much would be left over? So if I was to come up with equation for this, I would say if you had 9 and you took away the 7 part, you would get this missing small part here. If I tried to add these numbers together, I would get like a huge number like 16, which is way too big. It won't fit that unknown number I'm looking for. So I know because of the clue word difference, but also because of the model, that we are definitely subtracting. So another way is that equation. Yeah, here I was kind of talking about that equation. 9 take away 7. Easy peasy. And they're finding the difference to be 2. If I had 7 inches and I added a little bit more, 8, 9, I would equal Jamal's. Oh, here's another one. Okay, so Mrs. Green's desk is 6 feet long. So let me go ahead and put a 6 right here. That's the desk. And then it says her bulletin board is 11 feet long. So this one is going to be a little bit longer. And I'm going to put 11 by that. How can you compare these two lengths? Well, the best way to compare them is to use a model so you can see what you're looking for. So I know here's the desk, here's the bulletin board. The difference between them, what I would do is I would take this whole bulletin board number, take away the desk part, and I would be left with the difference between them. 11, take away the 6, would leave 5. So the difference is 5. If I added them together, I would get a great big number like 17. And again, 17 would be huge. It would not fit this unknown that we're looking for. So on your own today, I'm going to have you do some comparing. Let me show you the types of things you're going to be working on. Here we have 2 different people jumping. We have Fred jumping 3 feet. We have Jeff jumping 6 feet. You have to come up with an equation and see if you can't find the difference. Hint, hint, hint. I could chop it right here. And I could count 1, 2. Or you could do the subtraction to find it. So on your own today, you're going to compare some numbers. Here we have someone measuring the length of their kitchen, which is 4 yards. And their family room, like the big room in their living room, is 9 yards long. So they want to know, can you compare these two lengths? Can you figure out how much bigger the family room is than the kitchen? So again, we are looking for this missing part. The unknown in this problem is the part that would be right over here. A couple more. Here you're going to be comparing these 2 markers, answering the question both as an equation, but also putting that answer into a sentence and restating kind of what you found. You're going to do that for the markers and also for these paints and paintbrushes here. After you do about 4 questions or so, I'm as happy as a clam, and you guys can move on to that math game on the next slide. Okay? So I hope measurement and comparing those measures is something that you feel pretty confident with. If not, just rewind the video and you can watch it one more time. Thanks now. Bye.